So we're picking up. We have a technical difficulty.
You got to pay that bill every month, Mike.
Yeah.
I try to
No,
tell you.
it's a summertime blues. I think it's in the summer. I guess the system gets overwhelmed. I don't know what's going on, but it seems to occur in the summertime.
You think people watch more porn in the summer?
I think kids are home. They're on the systems, and I don't know what it is. But anyway, we were talking about DT and the Shakes.
Yeah.
I was asking where's your record collection these days?
Storage. It's been in storage since COVID. Now I probably have maybe 250 albums. I don't have a ton. Like you have like a whole. I don't have as many as you'd think. I have about maybe 250, and then like maybe 100 singles. I don't have as many as like I'm guessing you would have, right?
Yeah, no, I've got a lot more.
Yeah, yeah, they've just been sitting in storage, collecting dust. So,
how much do you pay for that, though?
Storage?
Yeah.
What kind of questions that to ask somebody, Mike?
I hear it can be costly, so I'm just saying maybe you should.
You have in your bank account right now?
You should get them out of storage. You're wasting your money.
Well, I think it's only like $100 a month. What's really depressing is I have the smallest unit you can get at one of these places.
Oh, okay. All right.
And I didn't even fill it half up with everything.
Okay.
So, so thanks for bringing me down on that, Mike. I've been on this world 51 years.
Save you some money. I mean,
I've accumulated like a recliner chairs worth of stuff. Thank you, Mike.
Well, save yourself some money every month.
I think it's only like $100 a month or something like that. So, but yeah, go out, listen to the DT and the Shakes on Spotify, or wherever you listen to music online, or whatever. Or send me $1,000. I'll send you my copy. I guess we got two more. One, big one. I sent this to you, then I realized a bit of in current events, the Sex Pistols, never mind the Bullocks, of course, their only album. It's hard to think of a more iconic record, classic album than this album. Plus I learned today the guy that designed, his name was James Reed. He designed the whole punk graphic look of like the ransom notes for the letters. He did all the artwork for the Pistols album and all the singles, like that iconic, the picture of the Queen, all that stuff.
I have this album.
Yeah.
You sent me your list 15 minutes before the show, and so I was scrambling to pull the records, and apparently I discovered that I must have misfiled the Sex Pistols record because I couldn't find it. My record collection is in 3 different sections.
How do you divide if you want to get into Music Geek, good books?
Yeah.
Break down how you file your records. I do purely alphabetical.
Yeah, no, mine are purely alphabetical too. But what happened is years ago, I moved to Queens for a brief period.
The People's Borough.
As
thrown on the bus repeatedly used to call it.
And I brought my turntable to Queens, and I brought not all my records. I brought the best of the best, but it was, I would say there was at least, maybe 600 records. But, carting them around was quite an experience. And then when I moved to Bayonne, I said, like, no, I'm just going to put the records back with the rest of my records in my house where I grew up, which is where I'm living now. So they're all back together, but I never took on that chore of, bringing the two groups together. So I have the 2 stacks are the stacks that had moved to Queens. Then I have
Can we make that your new nickname? 2 Stacks?
2 stacks.
What up, 2 Stacks?
Then I have a couple more stacks, which were the records that didn't make it to Queens. And then I have one section where
if you ever have a child, can we name him a couple more stacks?
So I've got 3 sections, and then the third section, which is just like one one little section, small section. I started pulling the records where I had gotten CD versions of. So I was like putting them in a special area, like, hey, you know, I've got CDs version, which is superior to you guys. At one point, I thought of selling these, you know, but I never did. So yeah, so I've got three, and I just alphabetized that last section, and that section is where I thought the Sex Pistols album was, because I did have a CD version of that, and I figured it's got to be in there, and I just alphabetized it, so I thought I could just go in there and grab it, but I couldn't find it, so I don't know what the hell I did with it.
Well, first of all, let's watch the language. I know you have the album and love the album.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, you know, you always put the Clash up with them. I love the Clash. Are we putting a Clash album above the impact of Nevermind the Bullocks?
No, I would say Sex Pistols were a bigger impact, yes. But you know, I think a lot of that record and the whole, I mean, Malcolm McLaren, I mean, he kind of orchestrated that. So
well, he didn't have anything to do with the actual record. That's why I said
no. But
last time we were talking about it, I was like, it's a shame, you know, because all he wanted was the circus and the shenanigans, the dumb shit.
Right. He wanted the chaos.
Right. I can't believe he didn't, once he heard this album being made, he didn't go, oh shit, hold on. We have like a great record, like, and pivot to that. He just didn't give a shit. So
yeah, no, he clearly wasn't a music person. So I mean, he kind of, you know, I guess he sort of got the ball rolling though, right? I mean, you got to get.
He was the Svengali.
Yeah,
but he seems to have had no interest or ear for like, wait a minute, this is a great album.
Yeah.
Maybe let's turn back to shenanigans a bit.
Yeah.
But then, you know, someone will say, oh, a band like that, a record like this is supposed to be like a comet. You know, of course, there was no second album.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. But this, I mean, I wore this cassette tape out in my 78 Ford Fiesta back in high school. I would just, do you have a favorite song on that album? I have a favorite / overlooked song.
Well, you know, God Save the Queen, Pretty Vacant, Anarchy in the UK, take your pick. I mean, those to me are the three.
Those are the three big ones. Anarchy in the UK should be on whatever Mount Rushmore of rock and roll songs. People overlook EMI. EMI is a great song.
EMI is great, good, yeah.
Great album closer.
Holiday in the Sun.
Holiday in the Sun.
Yeah.
Bodies.
Yeah. No, it's solid through and through.
Great album. And maybe, I hope gets the credit it deserves. I think it does, but you worry it got so buried under the bullshit shenanigan clown show.
Yeah.
And plus, you know, talking about the guy, James Reed, who died yesterday. I didn't know one guy was responsible basically for creating that whole art milieu or whatever with the cutouts and the ransom note looking artwork. One guy kind of did all that, which I didn't really know.
Yeah, I think I saw it on some documentary. I've watched several, so I can't even pinpoint the one I saw it on.
You don't need to brag. I mean,
just saying, there's been a number of documentaries.
This is my friend Mike. He's seen several documentaries.
Yeah.
I assume you to give that album A+.
Yeah, no, it's great record.
Final one on my list, of course, the first VU album. I as someone who loves the Ramones and the Beatles and all the bands we all love, I have always put this as the best debut album of any band. Now it's they were a little older than most bands, and they were very formed by then. But it's hard to think of a better debut album than that one. What do you think?
It's a great record. I know lots of people, that's their favorite Velvet Underground record. I'm more of a 3. I like the third album.
Yeah, see, the second and third one, if you kind of mush them together, I can get a full album I like. it doesn't compare to this one.
Mm-hmm.
In
Well,
my,
I'm, you know, again, I'm going to say something scandalous.
ooh.
I'm not a huge Nico fan.
Well, I don't
So,
think scandal. I don't think that. Did you think that was breaking news? Did you think
well,
that
I
was,
mean,
I
she's a
mean,
big part of the record, and I'm just
yeah.
like, yeah, that's not what I'm here for. So her contributions drag it for me.
I think that iciness of hers really adds to it. I mean, would you rather have Lou Reed singing on some of the? I mean,
No, I mean
I'm
those
surprised he
songs
didn't go right back and re-record it. To
those
be honest,
songs are suited for her. I'm not
yeah,
saying she shouldn't sing them, but her voice just doesn't win me over that much.
yeah.
I mean, I think she was an amateur at the time. Um,
So were
so,
they.
so were they, yeah. But I mean, yeah, it's just some voices are, not for
Hey,
you, and
that's why I can't listen to Stevie Wonder. I don't like the
Stevie
voice.
Wonder. Okay,
But
I don't think they're in the same league, but to each his own.
I mean, to me, this is the only. I don't love another record of his like this until New York.
Hmm.
Uh, but
Wow.
it's a top 10 album. It's hard for me to think of a better debut album as
Hmm.
well. So this, uh, as I'm on my lonely island all by myself on my death hammock, I can see curling up with that one. So
Yeah, it's a much beloved record. I do not have the decal version, of course.
how dare you?
I'm not rich. Um, and of course, I don't know if you can see where I've indicated the songs with the little dot, as I sometimes do.
What does the dot mean? You like
The
it?
dot means those are the choice selections, the cuts.
Oh, let's hear the choice selections.
I'm waiting for the man,
Choice,
femme fatale,
choice,
heroin.
choice,
There she goes again.
choice,
I'll be your mirror.
choice. Sounds like somebody does like Nico.
Well,
Even it's one of the great album openers. It's like you're opening your eyes.
mhm.
Is that the best example of an incredible album for which the opening song is kind of nothing like the rest of the album, but it's still great?
That's something to ponder. Yeah, I
Well,
have
you
to
don't have to
think about
ponder it.
that.
We can talk about it. I mean,
Well,
for the
nothing. Yeah,
podcast,
I've never thought of that subject matter before. An opening song that is totally different from the rest of the record.
but it's all great. Like the record's great, and
Uh-huh.
the intro song is great, but it's like, wow, it's totally doesn't indicate what the album's going to be.
Yeah, it's a false flag.
Yeah, but it's still great. The
Yeah.
song and the album.
Yeah. Okay.
Something
That's an
fun.
interesting. Yeah, if you have ideas for that, put that in the comments. I'll think about it some more and probably forget about it. But
So those are my 10
yeah.
albums. Like I said, I don't think there's any super surprises in here, but albums that will have been there with me for decades and hopefully will be there for decades. So thank you for indulging. I hope this helps in your quest to be accepted by more music geeks.
Yeah, no, that was a good list. I enjoyed your stories behind the records. Yeah, no, I thought that was a good segment. I want to congratulate. I'll put it in the title. Did you see how I changed the title last week's episode?
I did notice that. Boy, you missed one board meeting and all of a sudden titles are changing.
Maybe it'll pop it up into some other people's recommended videos on the side.
All I can do. This is like watching one of your buddies with a woman that is having nothing to do with him, but he keeps hurling himself. I'll stand by as you try to appeal to more music geeks, Mike.
I think we
Maybe
also
you really want to appeal to them is get my idea about how's Born to Run never been a Broadway play.
Well, give it some time.
It's been 50 years.
He's already been a hit on Broadway. They're probably working on it as we speak.
I mean, it's 48 years ago. I mean, what album was made for Broadway? It's all West Side Story.
It'll happen. It'll happen. I mean, they did a Dylan thing. Remember they did a Dylan thing. They'll probably do a Springsteen thing.
I mean, I can't believe they haven't already. Like, what are
Bunch
they
of
waiting
guys
for?
bunch of greasers running around in leather jackets, you know.
That's every Broadway play that I know of in my
going
head.
down to the shore.
Yeah. See, it writes itself.
Yeah, no, we could probably write it ourselves, and actually that would be funny. I think if we did, you know. But
we should get our Broadway expert friend Julie.
Yeah.
She's the Broadway expert, and we can get her advice.
Did you see her amazing video? Silence?
Yes.
That was amazing.
All right, well, Mike, this is our show.
I'm just putting a plug out there. Just putting a plug out there. People haven't seen it. I think we should come clean for something that happened last week. Nobody's pointed it out. I thought it would be a bit of a controversy.
Mike, did you type something to me?
No, we actually repeated a dish. We repeated coconut. Well, I didn't repeat it. You repeated it. You had coconut chicken. No, pineapple chicken. Pineapple.
I still don't know if that's right.
It is right, because look at episode 51, and it's not that long ago. I mean, it was
51. I mean, that's at least 2 episodes ago. I can't be. That's the past, Mike.
It was 7 episodes ago, but we repeated, or Greg repeated, because I had a shrimp dish. I had the pineapple shrimp.
Well, you know who noticed?
Yeah, I did.
Nobody.
No, well, nobody noticed, but
this continues my streak of doing shit that nobody cares about since 2005.
But when I was typing in the title of last week's episode, the previous episode popped up, and I was like, "Oh, okay." It wasn't that long ago. I should have remembered that, but we seem to be at that point in this podcast where everything is blurring together. We can't remember what we did before. I'm doing all these shrimp dishes now. Today's dish was shrimp dumplings, and Greg had the chicken dumplings. Now, did you get fried and steamed?
I did, Mike. Thank you. I
noticed
that. I went the extra mile.
Yeah, that's a lot of dumplings. Did you eat them all?
I did.
Wow. Okay.
I got to tell you something. Number one, I only got those and some wonton soup, which sucked. And I was hungry. The steamed dumplings were fine. Like, they didn't include any soy sauce. I don't know why. They could have used some soy sauce. But these fried ones, which they say fried, but they're really seared, you know.
Yeah.
These were, I want to say, definitely the best fried dumplings I've had here. I want to say a couple years ago, I was at Mekong in Richmond, and they had some, might have been as good. These things, I don't know what it was, just like the crunch was perfect. There's enough of a crisp that the texture was good, and it was like butter. These things were faboo. I was in heaven. These were fantastic.
Would you say
like this?
Were you delighted?
I was, any word, delighted. These were fantastic. And the steam ones were fine. But these things off the charts, Mike.
Yeah, I saw the photos. Thanks for providing photos. I mean, I know that's become difficult for you. Difficult. It's sort of hit or miss whether you get a photo.
But you're always just getting yours from the internet.
No, I take the photo of what I eat too every week. But you did provide
every
photos.
Week I ask you, is that your photo? No,
you did provide photos. Did you get a fortune cookie too?
Shit, I did. You know what? And I left it at my desk. I did get one.
Don't worry about it. But yeah, the fans are like questioning your how much you're participating by not just asking for a fortune cookie.
Well, I think, number one, unlike you, I don't care. For someone who's been on the
fans care. The fans care.
Someone who's been on the front lines of entertainment for decades now. One person says something and you get all verklempt. But I would argue I shouldn't have to ask. Part of the grade, part of the testing is, do you get one thrown in there? Yeah. To me, if you don't get one automatically, that's kind of bullshit. But to be fair, I did get one, and I left it sitting on my desk. So. I'm sorry to whoever out there.
Maybe next week people can
maybe
look
next
forward
week,
to that.
whoever this person was that is offended that I didn't ask for a fortune cookie. I guess I'll try to make it up somehow.
At least you have a backup now. If you get one next week, then you have two.
And I'll be honest, I've been bullshitting for the last 2 minutes. I got two.
Did you get two? Okay. All right. Well, I had the shrimp steamed dumplings. And I said, yeah, I would say it's a nice, I didn't even know you could get these. I didn't know these options were really available. So I studied the menu. I don't know if they're available everywhere. I think most places just have the steamed dumplings, and that everybody expects the pork, and they're happy with the pork dumplings. But yeah, these shrimp dumplings were a nice little variety. Yeah, it was nice variety. And
what was the texture like? Was it all shrimp ground up like the chicken and pork, or was it like a whole shrimp stuck in there? Or
no, it was like, yeah, I think it probably was a little bit of sort of a shrimp. It wasn't like a full shrimp in there, but yeah, I think they were ground up. I think they were like baby shrimps. I think it was like a baby shrimp in there,
but not ground up.
Not really ground up. No. But
I don't know what's grosser. If it had been a whole shrimp or just ground, I think ground up would be even grosser.
Yeah, it wasn't ground up, but I wasn't studying it. I guess I should have taken a picture. I didn't know
you had one job.
I didn't know this would be
you're not studying it.
I didn't know this would be something that you would be interested in. But
I get yelled at for not getting a cookie, but you can't be bothered to study. Let's see how many of Mike's people scramble the jets and complain. I'm guessing 0.
No, but yeah, I'd recommend this to anybody. I give it a solid 7.5. Mix up your dumpling game. Yeah,
these fried dumplings. I don't want to go too high because I feel like they're almost like, to mention Julie again, when she was on, we had those scallion pancakes.
Yeah.
It almost wasn't fair because it was like candy.
Mm-hmm.
And they are appetizers. And like I said, they're almost like candy. But yeah, I got to go 8.8.
8.8. Wow, that's high for you.
It's high, and I'm forcing myself to lower it a little bit because, like I said, it's a bit like, okay, well, anybody, bars can put out a Mars bar, and it's fantastic. But I do have to, not that the wonton soup counts into the score of the dumplings, but I dig into my wonton soup, and the wontons, there was no meat in them. It was all just the noodles.
Oh, that's weird.
What the hell is that?
Yeah. Now that's scary. I mean, if a place that, if the wontons, if they can't get the wonton soup right, I mean, to me, that's a red flag.
Yet they nailed the dumplings.
They nailed the dumplings, so.
That's what's crazy. I'm like, number one, I hate wonton soup with the wonton when the meat is like this little tiny nugget. I hate that to begin with. That's almost more annoying. But I've had bad luck with the wonton soup a couple times over the last couple of weeks. So maybe I'll get yelled at by someone for that too. But 8.8 probably could have gone higher, but man,
yeah,
fantastic.
Well, I want to congratulate you on another video that you created this week. You're on a video roll, and I don't know that it's generated a lot of
none
views.
0, none. Nobody cares.
I tried to promote it a couple days. I think I like to stagger your tweets to give them the maximum.
I like your stagger thing. That's smart. I like that.
I like to stagger. I'll post them at different times for a different crowd. I'm trying to expand. Trying to expand the audience. And I was disgusted by what you had done. I mean, it came out of blue. It came out of the blue. I don't think you've mentioned this dish that you came up with before.
The mystery man.
You want to describe it for the people who missed the video?
Yeah, all the people.
Yeah.
Thank you for the nice words about the video that I sweated out over for hours.
Oh, great job.
Thank you. All it is a layer of white. Now, when I do it again, and I will, I'm gonna have another layer of White Castles on. But I just did a layer of the White Castle burgers, no tops.
So you throw out the bun.
Throw out the bun, which, as I was finishing it, I realized maybe I could have done the top of the bun on top of it all. So this is still evolving. This is an A+.
This is a
get better.
Work in progress.
Yes, it's an A+, work in progress. It's like if the Beatles had finished Sgt. Pepper and then said, we can do a little better. Layer of well, plus I did mess up. I should have buttered the casserole dish. I mean, it turned out fine. Nothing stuck to it, but that would have added a little bit of butteriness.
I'm picturing you prying that mess up with a spatula.
It came out surprisingly fine.
Oh, okay.
Once it was in, I was worried. I was like, ah, shit. It came out fine, but that buttery goodness would have been an extra. So butter your casserole dish, lay out your White Castles, then a layer of stovetop stuffing. I will allow homemade sausage stuffing, but straight stovetop, then American cheese on top. This wasn't a word. Delightful. And it's only going to be better next time. I'm going to butter the dish. I'm going to double the White Castle, add another layer of everything. It's going to be unbelievable. This was a dish. On one hand, I'm angry that nobody cared about the video. On the other, I feel like, F you, I'll keep this amazing dish to myself. You know, it's what these people are doing to me, Mike.
No, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. White Castle took notice.
Yes.
And White Castle now has you enrolled in some sort of contest. What is it? What is the contest exactly?
You make it sound like they invited me to culinary school. Unbeknownst to me, the very exact day I was putting this thing together for hours over a hot stove, not that you care, whatever.
Hours.
Was the day that they were launching some sort of recipe contest where it's like, hey, take White Castle burgers and make up your own recipe. I had no idea this.
Right.
And yeah, White Castle swoops into my tweet because unlike all of our listeners, they watched it. They're like, hey, buddy, why don't you throw this into our sweeps or contest? So I gave it a little hashtag. It's entered into the mix for the contest. I'm dying to see what beats it, what these other dishes are. What is the time? I've never been lucky in my life. Timing.
What is the prize? What can you win?
White Castles.
White Castles for life. Is it a White Castles for life contest?
Hopefully.
Because Subway just started another ridiculous contest.
Oh, I saw that, yeah.
The name change.
They've had 10,000 people sign up for it.
Yeah, 10,000 idiots is willing to change their first name to Subway. Go through the whole process of legally changing their name with a 1 in 10,000, or it's probably going to be more than that, with a 1 in 10,000 chance to win Subway for life.
But that's a misnomer. They say Subway for life.
Yeah.
But
tell the people.
What?
It's $50,000.
Yeah, it basically calculates out to 13 years if you get one a week.
They're going to give you gift cards.
It's basically
$50,000 worth.
It basically works out to like the next 13 years. I'm like, well, that's not for life, God willing. But yeah, what are the odds of I just lucked into the very day doing this White Castle? Are we saying, I'm not a big believer in fate or any of that stuff, but are we saying maybe this is meant to be? Are we about to be sponsored by White Castle? Is all this about to become something, you know? I'll say
possible. I mean, I won $2. I won $2 on the Mega Millions last night.
Boy, we are on a roll. So yeah, I didn't even look what you win. or how long the contest is, I will. But it'd be nice if some folks got behind us on this.
Yeah, it would be.
I know they can't at least pretend to watch the video and give it a like or pass it through, whatever you have to do to White Castle to get them to like, choose us.
Maybe there's a site where they have to vote. We can put the information in the comment section and
I'm really trying to rise above my anger right now, my disappointment.
We can get people to try and vote for you.
It wasn't even my favorite video of the week that I did. How about the one with the cat? Have you seen that before? The cat meme? The cat who's like rocking?
Yeah.
That was an hour and a half of my life when I fell into it, when I discovered that.
Oh, I thought you were just retweeting that because I've seen that cat bopping his head to other music videos.
Did you listen to the song?
Yeah, no, I listened to the Roxy Music song. Yeah, I did.
No, it's a heyday. It's from the Happy Scene release. Pete Buckhill.
I saw you tweeted.
When I discovered it, I tweeted it, but then I made my own where I inserted a scene from the Happy Scenes beloved 1996 EP Take My Teenage Head reissue from last year. It's exhausting. I did my own version of it. I mean, it's still the cat rocking up, but it's got to be the funniest.
Where was that? In your Instagram stories? It came and went in like 15 minutes?
Well, you don't have to say it like that, Mike.
I didn't see it.
I posted it like 3 times. All right, I'll redo it. I mean, not that anybody gives a shit. I'll repost it. You're right. The first, when I discovered it, it happened to be that Roxy Music. But then I was like, gee, I wonder if you can make your own. And yeah, boom, here it is. Just drop in whatever song you want. And the cat's just that in my did you see my A Few Good Men video? Mike, you were testing me.
Are we turning this podcast?
You are testing me, my friend.
Are we turning this podcast into Greg's social media posts of the week?
I had a funny video. I thought you'd like it. I guess
you're more prolific. I can't keep up with you. You're coming and going. I mean, I'm trying to retweet things and post them in my Instagram story every couple hours. There's some new message from you. No, I appreciate it. You're really putting in the effort. It's it hasn't paid off quite yet, but you are putting in the effort. I appreciate that.
Thank you. But after 30,000 extra time posts, I'm very used to nobody giving a shit. But I thought this week was a banger for me in terms of these videos. I've been excited, and then nobody cares. That's all right. This week will be even better, I'm sure.
You have to find a way to make each post an event rather than, a barrage.
Event? How much more can I do?
I don't know. Maybe just 1 a day, 2 a day.
How many do you think I did?
I had
one real video. And the cat thing and the funny A Few Good Men thing.
They keep coming. It's hard for me to keep up. I'm trying to, though. I'm trying.
You see this look I'm giving you?
Yeah.
All right.
I saw you picked up Look Homeward Angel.
I do. I have Look Homeward Angel all ready to go for my vacay next week. That is a big part of my reading.
Ooh, that's a tough book.
You ever read Tocqueville?
Yeah, I haven't read. I think I read an abridged version. That's what you're taking with you on your vacation too?
Well, I like to have one fiction and one nonfiction.
Wow.
He's got a book on the French Revolution I've been wanting to read. So
yeah, you're going with some heavy stuff there. I mean, most people like a lighter read. You got, I mean, those are two heavy books you're talking about there.
If I don't like them, I'll stop reading them.
I don't know.
Well, you recommended Look Homeward Angel.
Yeah, so. No, I think you'll like it, and I'm still going forward with it, but I would never suggest it as summer reading because it's dense, and you have to sort of concentrate. Even when I mean, I'm reading this perfectly sober, and I'm struggling with like, what's he talking about? It reminds me a little bit. It reminds me.
It now too?
What's that?
Are you reading it now too?
Look Homeward Angel? Yeah, I'm reading it. I'm still
I
still
assumed you
reading.
had read it a long time ago
Oh
or
no,
something.
no, no, no.
Okay.
No, I'm reading it because Charles Portis had said it was a revelation, and it's like, wow, okay, that's a strong endorsement. That's usually what prompts me to read a book. It's like somebody I respect says, wow, this is a great book, and then
Like
okay.
me with Mike Lisk. Are you liking it?
You know what? It's got good parts to it. We'll talk about it in detail when you get into it.
Yeah.
But it's reminding me a little bit of Walt Whitman, where with me and Walt Whitman, there's like great stuff in there, but then there's just like lists and stuff like where he's just sort of rambling, you
The Johnny
know.
Ramones book?
He kind of rambles, and uh yeah, this guy does the same thing. Thomas Wolfe, there's just stuff like, he's going for a poetic prose, right? He's trying to make it a little. He's trying to elevate the form, but it's not always working. So it tends to ramble. But when there are moments, I've hit one particular chapter. We'll talk about it later. I was like, wow, this is good, So I'm having moments where it's like, oh, this is really good, and then can he just get on with it? It's a weird combination of that. But that's
All
what
right.
you like with Proust, right? I mean, with Proust, when I've tried, it's just like, get on with it, get on with it, get on with it.
Yeah, his big thing was he would just go off rambling about this or that, and for him it worked. I don't know if I've ever read any other author other than Eric Kraft, my mentor. With those things where he would just go off the rails, get distracted, talk about this, and then find his way back. That in those cases appealed to me. I don't know if it's always seems like it's a tricky thing. You got to be able to come back and connect it all, like a Seinfeld episode. But
Have a good miss.
I know you were reading it now too.
Yeah. No, I'm. It's slow. It's a little slow going. Like I said, it's not something you just. That's why I'm saying it's not a summer read or a book or a beach book. You don't have a mystery book you can take with you, and
I mean, I just read Oliver Twist, so summer. I don't read beach.
No,
books.
you're yeah, okay.
Yes, I don't know.
You're elevated. True crime. No true crime.
No. A little better than that, Mike.
Okay. All right. So you'll be out there with your Democracy in America, and that book is not a page turner either.
Democracy in America.
Isn't that the name of the Tocqueville book? What's the name of it?
Shit, I don't have that in front of me. It's
the book about his trip to America. And
oh no, this is different. This is him writing about the French Revolution. So.
Okay,
my favorite revolution. So.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Okay.
Might hate them, might love them.
All right. Well, when you come back rumbling about how you couldn't get much reading done during your vacation,
well, that could happen too. So
don't forget your old pal Mike. Tried to warn you.
Full credit, bro.
Tried to warn you. I saw some.
Real quick, I'm sorry. Can I give you another food win for the week?
Okay.
Over the years, I've been frustrated on Uber Eats. You can't get the chicken sandwich from Burger King with cheese on it. Why would you who's getting this Salt Lick with no cheese? I don't know. It's always been my favorite sandwich at Burger King, but if you can't get without cheese, I've been screaming in my head for a couple of years. Finally, the other day, this on Twitter, just like how White Castle found me. Maybe Twitter is something. I just shouted at Burger King and Uber Eats. I was like, when are you idiots going to get together and allow us to get cheese? Because you can add cheese to everything else,
right?
To my beloved original chicken sandwich. And I just shouted out there like everything else. I assume nobody's going to.
Into the void.
Into the void. I just had to get it out of my system. And I didn't hear anything from them. And this was like a week ago. All of a sudden, pop open the app, check and see. Who knows? Guess what you can order on your chicken sandwich now, Mike Lisk?
Wow.
Is that Am I crazy, or did that happen because of me?
I
But
think,
but none of them reached out to me. None of them said, "Oh,
no.
hey, Greg, thanks for pointing that out. No problem." Is that too much of a coincidence? I'm talking about 3 years.
Yeah.
Of looking it up. Still can't do cheese. Nope. I shot it out on Twitter,
Uh-huh.
and the next day, boom! All of a sudden, you can get cheese on the app.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
No, I believe you caused that to happen, and you should be compensated in some way. And the fact that they didn't acknowledge you is pure bullshit.
I mean, thank you, Mike. Let's keep the language to it. But I can't be the only person ever screaming about this no cheese option.
Maybe
But
your tweet was the tipping point. Maybe there was
the guy's like,
it was
one more motherfucker.
it was just like one more to put it over the edge.
Yeah.
Some person in marketing saw it. Hey, I'm a genius.
Yeah.
100,000 people have complained that you can't get cheese on your chicken sandwich. Let's pull the trigger. Let's pull the trigger on
it.
it.
One more motherfucker brings this up, I swear to God. And then
yeah, one more motherfucker brings it up, I'm going to do something.
Yeah. And then boom, here comes me.
Here comes this guy. What, he got 250 followers now? How many followers you got?
Me?
Yeah.
Not even.
Not even.
You want to be depressed?
I'm trying to promote you. I don't know why people aren't, aren't respecting you. It's discouraging to me.
Oh, sorry. I have 247 followers.
All right. Well, with this episode, let's put Greg over 250. Let's shoot for the moon. Let's get him over 250. That milestone.
13 years, 900,000 tweets.
Let's get him over that milestone.
Hey,
this is ridiculous because we have more followers and
I don't
listening every week.
Don't follow me. Don't follow me. How about that? I've given all I can. Follow, don't follow. I don't care. On one hand, yeah, I want to be my usual. I put everything out there and nobody cares. But on the other hand, this is Magic Week. Both White Castle and apparently either Burger King or Uber Eats do care about what I have to say.
No, you're an influencer.
I'm an influencer. These people can come with me. It's up to them. All I can do is lead.
In the world of fast food, you are an influencer.
That seemed a bit loaded. That seemed backhanded. So on one hand, as nothing of a week as usual. On the other hand, pretty thrilling.
Yeah.
And then when we get our Born to Run play going soon, that's going to be
the big time. Other food in the news. Have you ever wondered what cat food tastes like?
Yes.
You have?
Sure.
Okay. Have you ever tasted it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I didn't think this would go that smoothly.
No, when I was pledging in fraternity, I think we had to eat it once or something.
And you didn't make it into the fraternity?
Oh, I did.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I ate it up.
Okay. How much did you have to eat?
Couple barrels. No, just like a spoonful. Just until enough to realize it's cat food and
Was it Purina Fancy Feast? You know what brand it was?
No, I haven't seen the video from that yet. No.
Because apparently there was a pop-up thing in Madison Square Park. Purina was promoting their cat food, Fancy Feast. And they were doing this by saying it wasn't, they weren't literally giving people cat food, but they were creating dishes that I guess resembled their cat food. I mean, the whole thing is ridiculous.
Like White Castle stovetop lasagna from cat food?
Yeah, it was all ridiculous, and to generate articles in newspapers online. which they achieved. But yeah, I thought I'd throw that out to you. I have never tried dog food or cat food. Have you tried dog food too?
No, but sometimes like canned wet dog food, I'll get a whiff of, and I'm like, because, and I think I
Uh-huh.
pointed this out before, for
Uh-huh.
some reason in the movies, a shortcut to explain how poor you are,
Uh-huh.
somebody always say, "Oh, I had to eat dog food."
Right. Yeah.
I'm always like, well, dog food's not free.
Hmm.
I'm sure a can of dog food costs the same as a can of green beans.
Yeah.
But for some reason, that's the shortcut to, oh, I'm poor because I'm eating dog food.
Yeah. It's a
No,
it's
I have
a
not eaten dog food, but
it's a
uh,
cliche.
yeah.
But we had dogs growing up, and part of the thing was feeding the dogs from the cans.
Mhm.
And if you open one side of the can, you couldn't get it to get, it was a struggle to get that dog food out of the can. So what we would do is we do the bottom of the can, and then you push it from the bottom of the can, one big plop, right? But that sound is still with me. It haunts me. The smell was not appetizing to me,
I've
unlike
been
you.
hit with whiffs of dog food before. Where I'm like, that's not bad.
Maybe dog food has advanced. I'm talking about the 70s here. So chances are, I mean, there's a commercial running where the guy's putting the dog food in the fridge, and this
Yeah,
offends his date. Um,
I
so
bet
maybe
you
dog.
most dog food that you make now you could eat, and you'd be like, huh. Like I bet you there's some dog food or plenty of dog food where you tasted it and didn't know it was dog food.
Uh-huh,
Now you might not like it,
uh-huh.
but you wouldn't be repulsed. Like, oh my god, this is animal food. I bet you there's a lot of it where you'd be like, oh, okay.
And especially if your diet consists of Hormel chili,
No, don't you dare, Mike. No, sir.
Cheez-Its,
No, sir.
or White Castle burgers with stovetop stuffing.
No, we don't need
It,
the editorializing,
I
Mike.
think, if you did a blind test of some of your concoctions and dog food, yeah, that it
Let me tell you
wouldn't be
something.
that far apart.
Let me tell you something. When
Uh-huh.
we hit it big and they have that thing where we do this show live at some
Uh-huh.
auditorium, and I'm gonna have all
Church
these.
church auditorium. Let's bring it down.
I'm gonna say
Church
I'm
auditorium.
gonna say Madison Square Garden.
Madison Square Garden.
Wherever Mike and the Mad Dog had theirs.
Irving Plaza.
I'm gonna make all these dishes and have them for people to eat, and it's gonna be a hit.
All right.
I promise.
We will see.
Because people don't like to admit they like me, but I bet you there's plenty of people out there right now thinking, I wonder what he'll come up with next.
Yeah. No,
And it won't be with dog food.
yeah.
But maybe we should we should do a thing where we eat dog food and score it.
No, the way I see the future of this show is that yes, maybe you've had a slow start winning over the audience, but you're going to skyrocket. And I think what you're hitting on with these new disgusting dishes
Thank
is,
you.
I think that is going to be, you're on your way. I mean, one of these things is going to go viral. Can you believe this guy ate this? It's going to go viral, and you're going to leave me in the dust.
I don't care. I love the dishes. I love making them. I love thinking of them. White Castle was kind enough to swoop in.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. These videos are good enough for White Castle, but not for, random people. I don't want to say F you. I'm fine.
Yeah.
I like making the videos. 2 for 2 in terms of they both are fantastic. I'm one of the people, I'm one of the fans when I say, I wonder what I'll do next. Almost got through that with a straight face.
Maybe we should just change the name of the podcast to what'll he do next?
What's he gonna throw in a casserole dish next?
It's all casserole based.
Dear God.
Anyway,
there will be a next one. and my victory with Burger King. So
yeah, that's a pure victory.
Now they,
I do have a fortune cookie.
all right.
I've got a whole bag full of fortune cookies.
Oh, here we go.
Maybe I
Yeah,
should
throw that up
just
there.
send you
Oh,
my
that's why you're everybody's favorite.
send you my excess fortune cookies.
Greg can't even bother to ask one. Mike's got a truckload of it. Mike's awesome. Let's hear it.
Wow.
That's it.
Accept yourself.
Oh, fuck that. The
That's
hell
what
out
it
of here.
says. Oh,
Accept yourself. Why am I opening
accept
fortune
yourself.
cookies if I'm accepting myself?
These
I'm
fortune
opening
cookies are
fortune
getting,
because I need help.
yeah. No, I think they're getting these out of self-help books
Pitiful.
lately. But well, I'm trying to accept myself, but lately it's been difficult. Uh, this may be our first life advice. I'm going to ask for some life advice from you, Greg. Maybe you can help me. Maybe you can't.
Oh, okay. I have a listener generated one.
Okay.
That's after you.
Let me kick off with I seem to have developed a sleeping disorder. You know, I pretty much can tell how this started. You know, when I was taking care of my father. Once he was in bed, I felt like, okay, the nighttime is back to Mike time. You know, it's like, okay, this is
Nighttime is the Mike time.
yeah, nighttime is Mike time.
I'm writing
And
that down.
I was having a little trouble. I think I got into some trouble with, and this is common to people who are caring for a parent, with drinking. You know, I was probably drinking too much. That would be my escape. I would get out of the house and drink. I'm trying to cut back on that because I think that's contributed to my bad sleeping lately. But yeah, I just developed this, you know, sort of nighttime existence, which I haven't been able to break, you know, a few months later. And it's gotten maybe worse where I'm up, you know, in the middle of the night to daybreak and I can't get to sleep. I toss and turn. I try to go to sleep at a normal time. Then I'm there for about, you know, an hour rolling around. Then I jump out of bed, watch some TV. I discovered a movie I never heard of before. As a result, it was on 4 in the morning on TCM. Ever hear of a movie called Lolly Madonna XXX?
I don't think that's TCM, Mike.
Well, yeah,
That's a different channel.
This movie came out in 1973, and it's got Rod Steiger, Robert Ryan, a young Jeff Bridges, a young Gary Busey. I mean, it's got this unbelievable cast. It's a bizarre movie. It's like a Hatfield versus the McCoys deal. It's like these two Southern families battling. And as the movie goes along, you can't even remember like which one is from which family. It gets very confusing. It was written by co-written by Sue Grafton. You know her, the mystery writer?
The novelist?
Yeah. A is for atrocious. Yeah. B is for bloody. Bullshit. Yeah. So it was just a weird,
write a real book.
It was a weird movie, and I got drawn into it mostly because of the cast. I can't say I enjoyed it very much. It's bizarre.
That is a tough cast to blow off. Like,
yeah, but yeah. Next thing you know, the sun's coming up, and you know, I'm floundering again. I'll get to sleep, you know, mid-morning. Then I'm out for, you know, the morning and part of the afternoon. So I'm all scrambled with the sleeping lately.
You feel like you need to be synced back up to like a 9 to 5 regular?
Yeah, I'd like to have more regular hours.
Can I ask you something? Why?
Well, I don't feel great. I think, you know, physically I don't feel, I mean, I don't know if it's just part of my age, but I'd like to feel better. I think I can try and feel better overall. When I'm not drinking, I do feel better. When you know, I think I'm down to like 1 or 2 days a week I'll go out. But that's the other thing. I don't drink at home.
Yeah.
So my going out is not just driven by drinking; it's driven by breaking the isolation. I'm pretty much here by myself all the time now. So and when
That's a
you're
good thing. That's a good thing. You go out, even if you have a
to
couple
be
of pops.
social, yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
So it's a social thing more than a drinking thing, but the drinking doesn't help at my age. I should cut back. You've been over a year now, right? Without a drink?
2 years,
Two
almost 2 years.
years. Holy cow.
Hmm.
Do you feel overall better? I mean, do you feel like you've it was an improvement to your life by doing that?
No.
No.
I mean,
Okay.
no doctor would say I'm not healthier. Like,
Uh-huh.
I am healthier in terms of my joints.
Mhm.
I'm pumping allopurinol of 600 milligrams into my body.
Mhm.
So my body, I feel better. My body
Mhm.
feels better. And of course, not drinking, you feel better. But if you had told me I wouldn't drink for 2 years and I'd still be fat as shit, I'd have jumped off a bridge.
Uh-huh.
Uh, I guess I'd feel better, but not as much as you'd think.
Mhm.
Like, yeah, you think, oh, if I quit drinking, I'm going to be up and,
Mhm.
running marathons and all this. And it's like, I mean, obviously, you'd be a fool to not say it's better, but it's not as like life.
It's not overnight as
Urinal is
Mhm.
life changing
Mhm.
in terms of how I feel.
What is that?
For gout.
Oh, oh. You have to take
Yeah.
that regularly?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I'll give up food before I give that up again. So, uh, but yeah. So I assume any doctor would tell you I'm healthier, obviously. But I'm still not a good sleeper.
Mhm.
I still sleep like shit.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I would say you want some advice?
Yeah, I'm listening.
I mean, the big thing
I'm
is
all ears, as they say.
they do say that. Uh, that one caught me off guard. Number one, and this is I'm the worst at. Uh, you can't be getting up watching TV.
Yeah.
Now you're not a phone guy, so I assume you're not in
No.
bed. Like, I'm on the phone when I'm going to bed. I
Yeah.
don't think you're that, right?
No.
Okay. They always say if you're having trouble, read a book.
Yeah, I've been doing that pretty much since the pandemic. And that was sort of working, but lately that's not working. I am reading, right before I hit the light, but that doesn't seem to be working anymore.
You think it matters what you read? As in, if I'm going to read a book, I want it to be a book I like, but then I'm just going to be excited and want to keep up reading it. Maybe
Or you're thinking about it, yeah.
I don't
No,
know.
I mean, I've been enjoying the books I've been reading lately, and I don't know that they're exciting me to the point where, yeah, I can't get to sleep. Like last night, we did a best show that
Mhm.
goes late. That we don't wrap that up until midnight. And
Mhm.
sometimes, like that sort of is energizing. So you need a little wind down from doing that.
Like Bruce after a show, you think he goes right to bed at the Red Roof Inn 10
Yeah,
minutes after
yeah.
10 minutes after
Uh-huh.
Land? No, you got to wind down, bro.
I'm not going to compare myself to Bruce Springsteen, but
But so already you're starting out with that. You're kicking off your cycle
mhm.
as late. You probably don't get to sleep, even if you do sleep, until 3 or 4 in the morning.
Oh no, I've always been a nighttime guy. I mean, even since I was young, I was a night person.
As they
So
say, nighttime is the mic time.
yeah, said that 10 minutes ago. But so I have been always a nighttime guy, but I've never been all night guy. I've never been an all night guy.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think one of the rare times I went all night was and actually it involved some White Castle. Remember that party over?
My 30th birthday.
That was your 30th birthday?
I ate so much White Castle, like I woke up the next day. It was coming out of my pores. It was glorious.
What about the intake of Budweiser that
Man.
we
Yeah,
sort of I think
the beer in the White Castle. It's like I had drunk a ton of beer, so I was already drunk. Then I had like 9 pounds of White Castle. It kind of sobered me up. But yeah, the next day it was coming out of my pores, even
No,
for me.
we hit a plateau, and I've only achieved this like during receptions, which can go long,
Mhm.
where you sort of, I call it plateauing, where the alcohol is leaving at the same rate it's coming in. So
Yeah.
you don't really get any drunker, if you're just drinking beers.
Mhm.
And it's sort of like, yeah, you maintain a certain level of drunkenness, but you
Mhm.
don't get falling down drunk.
Right.
But we went all night one time, and I was like, yeah, I think that was probably the last time I did it. Now I'm doing it every night. The sun's coming up. I hear the birds chirping, or as I'm trying to get to sleep. You know, I live
Well,
out
I
in
mean,
nature, Greg. I've got birds chirping in the morning.
yeah, that doesn't help. I don't know. They always say to try. I've never tried melatonin. You tried that?
Can you get that over the counter? Is that a over
Yeah,
the
yeah,
counter?
yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I bought it years ago, and then I just never. I kind of just forgot about it. Never tried it. Yeah, you
Okay.
just grab it off the shelf.
Yeah, that'll be my first option. Yeah, I don't want to. I
Yeah,
mean, you've talked about Xanax as a
hmm
sleep thing, but
yeah, but I've never used that for sleep. I
oh
only
no.
used that for airplanes.
Oh, okay.
I had a doctor tell me that once. I was like, "Yeah, can't sleep," and she tried to give me Xanax, and I was like, "Ugh."
Hmm.
Uh, but then once it became, then uh, to get over my flying, grab the Xanax.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
I've never used it for sleep
Oh, okay.
because it doesn't like when I take it to get on a plane, it doesn't knock me out or anything.
Hmm.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it would if I took it at night in bed, but I would try melatonin. I would try. I wonder if the key to reading is to get out of bed and read because I feel like they say if you do other things in bed, that this is your brain disassociates it with sleeping. So you'll just stay up. So I wonder if you take your book uh and go sit where you normally read or whatever, and
Hmm.
then eventually your brain will be like, okay, buddy, we gotta go to bed. I don't
Okay.
know. Does your brain call you buddy? I don't know.
Okay. That's a couple advice, a couple of ideas.
Not bad, right?
No, not bad. Do you want to do the one who called in, or?
Yes. We have a we culled through the thousands of listeners sent in needs a little life advice.
Uh-huh.
Let me run it by you. I tried not to read it myself, but I couldn't help it. But
Hmm.
here we go. Ben Wheatley, director of Kill List, A Field in England, and Sightseers, as a filmmaker I respect. Have you heard of this person, Ben Wheatley?
No, I don't know him.
All right, so already this guy's on the show. I was shocked to discover his latest film is the sequel to The Meg that comes out in a couple weeks.
Mhm.
You know what The Meg is?
Is it about a giant shark or something? Or
Yeah, I think so.
okay.
This is hard to process.
Hmm.
It is sad to watch a talented director make a superhero movie. Amen to that. It is sinking into a bottomless trench of depression to watch them make The Meg 2, The Trench. I guess that's the name of it.
Yeah.
Now at a fork in the road, how does someone deal with this? On one path, I could buy a shark costume off Amazon, get drunk, and watch the movie on opening night, like those losers that dress up as Indiana Jones or Star Wars or whatever. Why fight against it? This is the future of film. I might as well embrace it. On the other hand, I should stay home alone and watch a good movie. Should I be social and debase myself, or be antisocial and respect myself? I know my answer. What's yours?
Yeah, I'm going to go with option two.
Be antisocial and respect yourself. Myself.
Yeah, because I mean, sometimes these directors, they want to make some money so they can do the other job, right? Their other movies aren't generating big income,
Mhm.
so they'll take a commercial feature like this and slum a little, I guess is the expression. But you know, if he continues making these types of movies, then you got a problem. But I'd give him a pass on his first time indulging in this commercial fare and see what he does the next time.
Okay. Well, you blew that one. You were 1,000% wrong. When God offers up a chance, a reason to put on a shark costume, you put on a shark costume. Whoever this was out there, order the goddamn shark costume, put it on, go to the movie. You'll have the time. I promise you, those will be the best 2 hours of your life. You'll love it because sharks are funny. Nobody wants to hear it. Sharks are funny. Put on the shark outfit. You'll probably gain a couple of friends because people will be like, God damn it, why didn't I think of that? We're sitting here watching the dumbest movie in the world about a big, dumb shark that's taking over. I assume it's taking over the world. Probably finished law school or whatever. The shark is super smart. You'll probably pick up some friends that'll look up. They'll be like, God damn, this guy's the coolest. Why didn't I think of that? You have every other night of your life to sit at home, be antisocial, and respect yourself. Here's a shot. He's crying out for us to enable him. Put on the shark suit. Go have some fun. I tell you what, shoot us some pics. We might post them. Now, I'll also tell you what, if you do send a picture and it gets one more like than one of mine, I will burn everything to the ground. But I think it's great. Put on the shark outfit.
Yeah, okay. So we completely disagree. So we've completely canceled each other out. And this poor guy's in the same, he's got to flip a coin now.
I mean, as someone who is fed up, had it with all these superhero movies, I understand where he's coming from. I don't have a director I care enough about. I guess if Ed Burns did Iron Man or whatever, I'd care. But yeah, this is a no-brainer to me. Put on the shark costume. I promise you out there, you will have the night of your life.
Okay.
Put on the shark costume. And to be honest, I wish I had thought of it.
All right.
How's that? Hey, we did pretty good with the life advice, right?
We did.
Well, actually, we kind of confused them because now whoever this person is, now they have two different points of view.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, did we help them or did we just make things worse?
I think reading that, I think this person was looking for a little push, little enabling. Yeah, of course, put on. It's like, we'll wrap up with this.
Okay.
I told a nice story earlier about my mother at the library, Sergeant Pepper. When I was in 7th grade, I got in trouble. And by that, I mean, I was yammering in class. I wouldn't shut up. The teacher made me.
I can't imagine that.
He was like, all right, when you go home, you need to write 500 times. I don't know. I will shut my mouth or whatever in Mr. Russell's class. And I was like, I was bitching and moaning. And just offhand, he said, or you can write an essay on cooking spaghetti with a tennis racket. And I didn't think about it. I was like, so I go home and I'm bitching and moaning. I tell my mother, I got to do this. I got to write 500 times or I can, just joking. I was like, oh, I'll write this thing about cooking spaghetti with a tennis racket. And she looked at me. She's like, well, do the tennis racket. Do the spaghetti with the tennis racket thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? She goes, have fun with it. Why wouldn't you?
Right.
Why wouldn't you have fun and why wouldn't you do the spaghetti through a tennis racket thing? And I was like, ding. And I did. And they made me read the thing out loud in class like 3 times. It was a hit.
There you go.
It was fantastic.
How long was it?
I think it was like a page or something.
Okay.
It's at least a page.
All right.
And yeah, so this is now it's a nice memory. It's a funny little anecdote. Yeah, go home and sit and be antisocial and then see how funny that story is. So whoever you are out there, you can choose my advice or Mike's advice and then let us know what happens. Please follow up. We'd love to know what happened, including any photos or video you take in the shark outfit. I say outfit, I'm out there.
Okay. I'd like to thank everybody for listening, despite our technical difficulties. And hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. Yeah, you know what to do. Comments are appreciated. It helps us improve our game.
Okay. Yeah, everybody do what Mike said. Hit the likes, hit the subscribes. Let's get some excitement going into the fall season, where we have a lot of surprises coming up. I'm joking. We have nothing coming up. I don't know why.
No, we've got a future guest lined up. Our buddy James.
Like and subscribe. Mike, you froze again.